Así arranca el Sexto la fábrica del día de hoy, esta parte del programa, esta sección del programa en donde repensamos, redefinimos, reanalizamos todo lo que tiene que ver con la industria de la música, esta actividad del ser humano que hace un par de añitos nada más precisaba de barcos de container que distribuyan de un lado al otro del planeta Tierra todo lo referido a la industria de la música y del arte. Y para hablar de todos estos cambios nos nutrimos de diferentes diálogos. Hemos hablado con productores musicales, hemos hablado con sonidistas, con bandas y con muchos artistas, como es el caso del día de la fecha, donde nos quedamos en Alemania. No nos vamos de allá, recién hablábamos con otra banda, para hablar con la amiga Violet GREENZ, que ya está conectada con nosotros. Hi Violet, I'm Manu, are you listening me good?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited. I can hear you pretty well.
Excellent. I'm gonna leave you with Raulo. He's gonna make you an interview, a questionnaire, who make a lot of artists we interview from everywhere. He speak English better than me, so don't be afraid. And later we are gonna talk about the present of your project, you know?
All right. Thank you.
Excelente. Todo tuyo, amigo Raúl, ya te la ablandé, ya está.
Dale, vamos a arrancar con la entrevista, perfecto. Thanks for your time. Beautiful voice, really beautiful voice. We are going to start with the interview. So please tell us your full name, where are you from?
Yes, so my name is Violet GREENZ. Violet is actually my real name, it's my middle name, and GREENZ is just something I came up with to make it a little more Hollywood-esque. And I'm an artist, R&B, new soul, jazz artist based in Germany.
Okay, in which part of Germany?
I'm based in Leipzig. That's Eastern Germany.
Leipzig. Okay, sorry for my accent. And can you tell us?
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
So I'm not sure if it's the first one, but a very vivid moment of me listening to music is probably when my dad was practicing jazz piano. He was practicing Chicoria, a song called Spain. And he used to practice for hours, and I can remember being so annoyed by it. But, to this day, I just learned it by heart, and I still know the song. Like, every time I hear it, I'd be like, I remember it. Yeah, so that's a very vivid moment.
Beautiful. Sí, wow, incredible. And can you tell us which was your first memory? Which was your first instrument, and which was the first song that you learned?
My first instrument was the piano, actually. I started at the age of 5, but then I got interrupted. We were moving and, living as immigrants. It was like a little chaotic. But then I picked it up later when I was like 19 with the beginning of my jazz vocal studies. And I honestly can't tell you the first song. Okay. Probably something Russian. Yeah.
You're not German.
I'm half German.
Okay.
So my mom is Russian, my dad is German. Yeah.
Can you tell us where did they met?
In Russia, actually. So my dad is like, I'm not sure what's it called in English, to be honest, but he is like re-immigrant or something. I'm not sure if that's the right word. So he was studying in Russia, and that's where they met. Yeah.
He was studying piano in Russia.
Yeah, he's a jazz piano player and a composer, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, really lucky to be born into this family, yeah.
Wow. And you like opera too? Because in Germany you have a lot of opera singers and opera places.
Yeah, actually I love it. So my sister is actually a classically trained singer, but yeah, she never kind of pursued a career though. But so yeah, I do listen to opera as well. I love it.
Wow. Bueno, ¿qué nivel? I'm going to make a little...
Lo que debe ser las reuniones familiares, todos cantando, todos tocando.
Man wants to know, in your family reunion, you always sing and that kind of things?
So actually my dad and we're playing together a lot of jazz, and I haven't seen my sister in a while because of the political situation, so it was like a little hard, unfortunately. But yeah, when we met, we do sing, we do play together. It's great. Yeah.
Beautiful. Bueno, tenemos I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Tenemos la oportunidad de hablar con Violet GREENZ. Bueno, ella es mitad rusa, mitad alemana. El padre estuvo estudiando música en Rusia, y ahí se encontraron con la madre y se fueron a vivir a Alemania. Bueno, y el padre es compositor y aparte es pianista de jazz. La hermana es vocalista de ópera, y ella es una cantante de soul, funky, blues en este momento de su vida. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free in Germany, or you always have to pay?
Well, like studying in general in Germany is quite accessible, so I think that most universities are free, but there's still a small tuition that you have to pay per semester, and you can always check if you're eligible for BAföG, which is like the government financial aid to help you cover living expenses. But there has been a lot of criticism though, because it's based on your parents' income, and if you're just a little bit above the threshold, you're like at a big disadvantage. And I mean, the costs are just growing and growing. So, but yeah, I think compared to like America and other countries, it's still relatively manageable. So yeah.
Sorry, but I have to say something. Manu and me, we are from Argentina, you know. Manu is now living in Buenos Aires. I'm in Barcelona. But sorry, but America is not the whole continent. You refer to America to United States.
United States. That's very true.
Sorry for that. No, because you have to know that in Buenos Aires, in Argentina in general, it's always free to study music. You don't have to pay nothing.
That's so cool. That's nice. That's, like, don't you have like no fee at all? Is it completely free?
Nothing.
Wow, that's very nice.
Sí, a ver, tenés un ingreso.
Sí. You have, especially from music, you have like to make a session, you know, and you have to, when you keep in the professional way in the university, you have to make an audition. But in the other, for example, for studying medicine or lawyer or that kind of thing, it's always free. It's incredible.
Wow,
we support that.
Nice.
We really support that. So it, and that is interesting that we make that kind of question, you know, to know everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very nice question. It's an important question.
We think so. And we love to meet people like you that can answer with a clever, answers. And can you tell us which was the first concert that you went?
Honestly, I can't remember. I really can't, but I can tell you a concert I missed though. It was Cypress Hill. They were playing in Leipzig and I was looking forward to it. And then I was forced to take part in a Christmas play, whatever. It was part of university projects, whatever. And I had to miss it because I needed the credits and I was so pissed about it. I still regret this to this day because I really wanted to see the play in Leipzig, which was like really surprising. But yeah, maybe next time.
You like hip hop, rap, and that kind of things.
Absolutely.
But it was MTV. It was big in Germany.
It was big. Pretty big, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Huge. I was watching all the time.
Preguntale si sabe freestylear.
Sí. You rap? You know how to freestyle?
I'm definitely not a freestyler, definitely not. But I like to rap. I like to incorporate it into my songs. I like that, but I'm not a freestyler, definitely not.
Beautiful. See,
that classic from Dr. Dre. Tlan, 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 tlan. You play that, no?
I don't play it, but I listen to it.
You know how to play. You practice alone in your house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Muy bueno. It's a really beautiful mix. You can listen to everything. That is nice. To be open, you know?
Yeah. I love to be open. It's very inspiring also for your work.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And can you tell us how did Violet GREENZ, the project, begin when you start a solo music career?
Mm-hmm. So, well, basically, I come from a very traditional jazz background. I was studying jazz vocals, and it's something that's really important to me to this day, and it comes naturally. But I always had this like intrinsic desire to express myself in one way or another. So we were assigned to write a jazz standard or jazz song, whatever. And when I started working on it, I realized that I really love just experimenting and coming up with chord progressions and melodies. And that's when I actually started writing. And in 2019, Violet GREENZ started off as a band, basically. But over the last 2 years, I just realized that it's gradually taken shape as a solo project more and more. So yeah, but I would say like around 2019, that's when it really started.
Okay. Yeah. And your first 2 singles were MHP and Sad Song. How was the recording process of that?
Well, nothing too spectacular, basically. It was really classic. So I wrote the song, I wrote the lyrics, then we rehearsed the song. I wanted to add some horn section. I felt like it was missing, so I wrote that. And then, we went to the studio, just recorded the rhythm section, the horn section, and vocals last. And then, we sent it into mixing and mastering. So really classic, basically.
But you write music. You study to write music.
Yeah.
So, where do you study? Did you study?
So basically with my dad, because he's a jazz composer, so he always corrected my stuff, but also during my jazz vocal studies, that was like part of the studies, arrangement and composition. So yeah, it was like both university and at home with my dad.
Beautiful. See, last 11 of February, you released your last single, Wrongest Places. How was the recording process and the composition process of that? You changed many things?
Actually, I did, because first of all, I kind of slightly changed my musical direction when you compare it to MHP, which was like really jazzy, jazz-based. This 2 songs, like Take Me Back and Wrongest Places, are more like R&B and new soul based. And also with those 2 singles, Take Me Back and Wrongest Places, I took a huge leap into independency because I produced them entirely on my own. And apart from mixing and mastering, so that was really important to me to take that step, because it was like liberating. I had full control over the process, and also budget-wise, it was also a relief, because I don't have to pay musicians, I don't have to pay producers, I just can do it myself, apart from the mixing. And so that's basically what's changed.
I want to know, because you have a really big influences, how do you get the direction? For example, now I want to write a jazz composition, now I want to write more soul composition. How do you get that direction in your head? No?
So first of all, I think what's really important is to just listen to the artists, to all the artists that have ever recorded something. So when I listen to jazz, I listen to Billie Holiday, I listen to Sarah Vaughan, the 40s, basically to the 70s. That's what's really interesting to me jazz-wise. And just listen to a lot of music and try to distinct what kind of sounds are especially important in the genre, basically. But I think that nowadays you can just mix it up. So there's so many artists that just mix up jazz, fusion, basically. It's everything, like hip hop is totally influenced by jazz. Jazz is like the mother of hip hop, of R&B. It's just like, the groove has slightly changed, but there are a lot of elements that are still in there. So, basically just...
I have a fight, Manu, perdón, no, porque es el momento de preguntarle, tenemos la discusión de... We have a fight with Manu to compose. When you compose or you write music, is similar to play or it's completely different? Because we think that, for example, you have Lars Ulrich. We have this fight, with Manu, because I think that you can compose really beautiful songs, but don't be technical, like in a high level.
That's a very good question.
Sí.
That's a very good question. So I think you can still be able to write a lot of beautiful music without being very virtuous and like on an instrument. I think you can, but the more you explore your instruments, so basically I started picked up playing piano because I wanted to dig deeper. And the more you play, the more you can discover things. And also with bass, I started playing bass because I needed, to check out what's going on with the groove. So I think it can be both. There's still beautiful songs by, musicians who don't play, like a jazz musician, for example. They don't have the skills, but still really great pop songs like Bob Dylan, whatever, it's just 3 chords, like. But still, I think, the more you play, the better you become at everything, I think. So, yeah, that's my opinion. But that's just me.
You are really clever. Beautiful. Muy buena respuesta, sí.
Pablo, querido, le quiero preguntar si se puede, el grupo se enseña al 100% o lo tenés que tener vos un poco adentro.
Sí, and Manu wants to know about the groove, can you teach how to groove or it's inside yourself?
Ooh, that's tough. I think you could teach someone. I think you can. But I mean, there's talent, right? It's still something that still exists. And I think that you have to have it inside of you, I think, a little bit. So, I mean, you can teach everyone. You can teach people sing, they might hit the right notes after a while, but they will never be a singer because it's just, it's like not everyone can be a doctor. Not everyone can be whatever, painter, just like, I guess it's a gift from God or whatever.
I completely agree with that. Beautiful. See, really clever answers. See, and do you have any composition process?
So basically sometimes it just pops up in my head. I hear something and then I run to the piano and I try to figure it out and write it down. Sometimes I just force myself to doodle around, find some chord progressions to just keep the process going. And I love starting from music first. So I love writing the music first and then the lyrics. That's what seems really natural to me. Sometimes it's the other way around, but rarely. So, that's the process.
And where does your inspiration came from?
What else? So, all right. So musically, it's definitely jazz, Black American, soul, R&B music. Like Billie Holiday. But Billie Holiday is one of my biggest inspirations. Also Marilyn Manson, actually, because I love his idea of a art synthesis. I felt when I was listening to him, I was like 14 or something, and I was so fascinated by his idea of putting a lot of elements together, like visual and the lyrics. They were really deep and complementing each other. So I really love that concept of being like a whole synthesis. And also literature. I was forced to read a lot as a kid by my parents, and that kind of stuck with me. And I like just reading, like the classics, Remarque and François Sagan, something like that. And I always draw inspiration from those kind of things, I guess.
Muy bueno. And how do you produce your visual part? The videos, the photos?
So, since I'm a self-marketing and independent artist, it's always a question of budget. So sometimes I just have to come up with whatever is within my 4 walls. So I just try to be as creative as possible. But sometimes, like last year, I was funded by a government financial aid called Initiative Musik, which is like a program to support musicians. And so I was able to to, shoot a real music video with a friend of mine. So yeah, it's just really a question of budget. But the idea is to post daily. That's why I try to come up with new things all the time. Go outside and just shoot whatever for TikTok and whatever.
Bueno, sí. And what do you think about social medias and streaming services?
Oh, that's something I don't know. I'm really ambivalent toward the this whole discussion, because on the one hand, I think it's a great tool and a platform to just put it out there as an artist, to connect with people and fans and whatever. You can experiment, just like see whatever resonates more with your audience. But at the same time, it's something that you're really forced into as an artist, because you don't really have a choice. You either do it and be on it, or you're just not visible at all, especially if you don't have like rich parents or a great network. You have to do it. And that's like, sometimes I'm not sure if that's really like good for the art. So, but still, it's a tool.
It's a tool completely. Can you tell us something about the actual German or Leipzig music scene?
Yeah, so it's very unique, I would say. I come from jazz, and I think the jazz scene is really small. It's relatively small compared to other countries. But like the pop scene in Germany is, I'm not sure if they're really into hip hop, like in R&B and soul. Maybe a part of it, but not a huge part, I would say. So yeah, okay. But yeah.
You make us think, Manu and me are like, You make us think. No, beautiful. Sí, two more questions. Manu, ¿tenés una pregunta para hacer?
Sí, yo te recomiendo que me dejes más último.
Dale, perfecto. Si querés, voy ahora. Sí, no, voy con una. Can you tell us something? We are going to make 3 more questions. Can you tell us something about your future plans?
All right, so basically I have those 2 projects, if you want to call it that. It's like my jazz traditional band where I just play jazz, and I really want to gig and, the full experience. And on the other hand, I have my own songs that I produce. And my goal is to produce as much as possible within this year, and then hopefully to find a label or management, because it would be nice to just delegate things and to, have access to a bigger network. That's really important for you as an independent artist. So yeah, that is what I'm working on.
Beautiful. Manu.
Thank you again for your time, Violet. We also produce ourselves this radio.
Nice. Yeah, where are you based, basically? Which city are you based, you guys?
I'm in Buenos Aires, Raúl in Barcelona.
Wow. That's cool.
And now we are recording the artistic clip, from the radio. Mm-hmm. And I want to ask you if, without hurting your throat or anything, if you can sing and improvise for us a Careta Radio, something like that, from our artistic, Can you do that?
Yeah, right now?
Yes, please.
Right now, because we heard you clear, we heard you.
Okay, but what do you want me to sing? Just the name of it?
Yes, whatever you want, but Careta Radio on it.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
All right, just give me a second.
Sí, Raúl, cortá la cortina.
Muy bueno, sí.
Okay. You're now listening to Careta Radio.
I love you, Violet. Thanks for that. I love you, Violet.
Incredible. Muy bueno. This was a surprise. We haven't talked about it. Wow. Thanks, Violet. Beautiful.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you for just taking your time.
Sí, no, increíble. Sí, we are going to shut down. Sí, really thanks for this. Sí, you have to be clever. Keep on being clever. It's incredible to talk with you. Thank you very much. Sí,
Thank you.
No, so just to finish the interview, we are going to play My mind is like making. See, we have a complete house. Sí, no, increíble. Thanks for that. See, just to finish the interview, we're going to play "Take Me Back." Can you tell us something about that particular song?
Yes, of course. So the song I produced myself. It was the first song I produced myself, and it's I just like to, when I write my lyrics, I just like to put a lot of situations into one song, and I just really wanted to try it out how it's gonna sound in this production. So Take Me Back, it's basically a question of would you change anything in the past if you had the chance? So that was what the song was about.
Thank you very much for your time. We keep in touch.
We love you.
Beautiful to speak with you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Thank you so much.
Keep in touch. Bye.
Bye.
was ignoring all the